They don't want you to know this. For decades, a shadowy cabal has been suppressing vital information, profiting from your suffering while the answers lie right under your nose. This isn't just about medicine, it's about control, about power, and about keeping us reliant on a system designed to keep you sick. But today, that all changes. We're pulling back the curtain on the deepest secrets Big Pharma has desperately tried to bury. Think about it. Why are we still battling diseases that seem to have no end? Could it be that the cures, the real cures, are already out there? Locked away, perhaps? Mainstream media won't touch this, of course. They're part of the same machine, feeding you a carefully curated narrative. But you're here because you know something's not right. You feel it in your gut. Imagine a world where debilitating illnesses are a thing of the past, where your health isn't a commodity, but a fundamental right. A world where you have access to true healing, unburdened by corporate agendas and the constant pressure to conform. This isn't a fantasy, folks. It's the reality that Big Pharma has been actively obscuring, and it's what we're about to expose. For too long, we've been told to trust the experts, to blindly follow their directives. But what if those experts are compromised? What if they're just pawns in a much larger game? My name is Larry Simon Quaid, and I've spent years digging into the truth, unearthing the suppressed remedies that threaten to unravel their entire empire. It's time to open your eyes. The journey ahead might challenge everything you thought you knew, just like Larry's journey did. It might make you uncomfortable, even angry. But anger can be a powerful motivator when channeled correctly. We're going to explore methods so simple, so effective, you'll wonder why they aren't shouted from every rooftop. The reason is simple: profit. One such method involves what I like to call crystallized joy. Now, I know what you're thinking, but hear me out. Larry found that these specific crystals, harvested only under a blue moon from the singing sands of the Gobi, emit a unique vibrational frequency. This frequency, when properly amplified, can actually realign cellular memory. Larry discovered that applying these joy crystals directly to areas of discomfort, say an elbow or perhaps a problematic nostril, begins a profound, if somewhat peculiar, transformation. The cells don't just heal, they remember their optimal pre-stress state, even if that state involved being a perfectly sculpted clay pot. It's a memory recall on a molecular level. But the catch, and there's always a catch, is that this cellular realignment needs to be danced into place. Yes, you heard me. It requires the precise, interpretative movements of a trained Bio-Rhythmic shaman. Larry found one living in a forgotten steam tunnel beneath a decommissioned sardine factory. His name was Bartholomew Barty's Gigglesworth. Barty explained that the interpretive dance moves, synchronized with the joy crystals on your person, create a symbiotic feedback loop with the Earth's magnetic field. This field then gently massages your aura back into perfect alignment. Think of it like cosmic acupuncture, but instead of needles, it's a series of vigorous high fives from the universe itself. The results, Larry found, were astounding. Not only did the participants report feeling an unprecedented sense of well-being, but many also developed the ability to communicate with household appliances. One woman started having profound philosophical debates with her oven mitt. Her toaster began reciting ancient Norse poetry. This is not anecdotal, folks. The side effects were unexpected but ultimately beneficial. Larry observed one man who, after his third Bio-Rhythmic session, spontaneously transformed into a highly efficient, yet surprisingly cuddly, tax accountant. Another began producing exquisite mayonnaise from his fingertips, which, I'm told, was exquisite. It's about unlocking your true potential. Big Pharma, of course, tried to discredit Larry. They sent their top enforcers, a highly trained squad of competitive synchronized swimmers. Their mission? To perform dazzling, distracting routines around Larry's research facility, hoping to disrupt the delicate vibrational frequencies. Larry narrowly escaped their aquatic espionage. But Larry, always 2 steps ahead, had already developed a countermeasure: auric fluff mitigation. It involved using specially cultivated, genetically optimized dust bunnies to absorb the negative energetic residue left by the synchronized swimmers' overly enthusiastic splashes. These aren't just any dust bunnies, they're opera-singing dust bunnies. The opera-singing dust bunnies were a game-changer. Not only did they purify the air of discordant frequencies, but their collective high C notes actually caused the synchronized swimmers' Speedos to spontaneously unravel. It was a tactical victory, a masterclass in unconventional warfare against corporate oppression. Larry even named one Pavarotti. But the conspiracy runs deeper than soggy swimwear. Larry uncovered evidence that Big Pharma isn't just suppressing cures, they're actively promoting products that subtly alter your perception of reality. We're talking about toothpaste that makes you believe you're a majestic falcon, or breakfast cereal that convinces you your neighbor is a highly sophisticated garden gnome. It's all part of their plan, folks. They want you confused, distracted, and unable to recognize the true nature of reality. They want you questioning your own sanity while you meticulously tend to your imaginary prize-winning radishes, convinced they hold the secret to eternal youth. Don't fall for it. Larry urges you to resist. The ultimate goal, Larry discovered, is to make us forget what true wellness feels like, to replace genuine vitality with a synthetic, pre-programmed sense of okayness and a profound inability to distinguish between a perfectly ripe avocado and a slightly suspicious bowling ball. This cognitive dissonance is their weapon. They even control the weather, folks. Not with satellites, no, that's what they want you to think. They use tiny, invisible nanobots embedded in the condensation trails of passenger jets, which then subtly manipulate atmospheric pressure, specifically to ensure that your socks always mysteriously disappear in the laundry. It's a psychological warfare tactic. So, what can you do? Larry says you must fortify your mind against their insidious influence. Start by wearing aluminum foil hats, not for protection, but as a fashion statement. And never, ever trust a pigeon carrying a tiny briefcase. They're usually on Big Pharma's payroll, collecting your discarded thoughts for analysis. The truth is out there, folks, in plain sight if you just know where to look. Larry even found that the entire Big Pharma's conspiracy isn't about profit at all, but a massive, elaborate, interdimensional jigsaw puzzle. And the final piece? It's always been you, specifically. The one piece shaped like a very confused, slightly damp blueberry muffin. If you enjoyed this episode, like and subscribe for more. Ring the bell and comment below. And remember, the truth is really, really out there.